9 little habits that make you a better decision maker. Knowing how to make good decisions, such as what to wear to a job interview or how to invest your money, could be the key to living your best life. And being able to make those decisions on time and with confidence can save you a lot of time and trouble. Fortunately, anyone can learn to make better decisions. In order to become a better decision maker, incorporate these 9 daily habits into your life. 1. Take note of your overconfidence. Overconfidence can easily lead to poor judgment. People consistently overestimate their performance as well as the accuracy of their knowledge, according to studies. Perhaps you're 90% certain you know where the office you're visiting is. Or perhaps you're 80% certain you can persuade your boss to give you a raise. If you're overconfident in those areas, your plans are likely to fail. It's especially important to consider your level of confidence when it comes to time management. Most people overestimate how much they can get done in a given amount of time. Do you think you'll be able to finish that report in an hour? Do you think you'll be able to pay your bills online in 30 minutes? You may discover that you are overconfident in your predictions. Spend some time each day estimating your chances of success. Then, at the end of the day, go over your estimates again. Good decision makers are aware of situations in their lives where overconfidence may be a problem. They then modify their thinking and behavior accordingly. 2. Determine the risks you take. Comfort comes from familiarity. And there's a good chance you're making bad decisions because you've become accustomed to your habits and don't consider the danger you're in or the harm you're causing. For example, you may drive quickly on your way to work every day. Each time you arrive safely and without a speeding ticket, you get a little more used to driving fast. However, you are clearly endangering your safety and putting yourself in legal jeopardy. Or perhaps you eat fast food every day for lunch. Because you are not experiencing any immediate symptoms of illness, you may not consider it a problem. However, you may gain weight or develop other health problems as a result of this. Recognize habits that have become second nature. Because they are automatic, they require little thought on your part. Then, take some time to assess which of them may be harmful or unhealthy, and devise a strategy for developing healthier daily habits. 3. Frame your issues in a novel way. The manner in which you pose a question or a problem has a significant impact on how you will respond and perceive your chances of success. Consider 2 surgeons. 90% of people who undergo this procedure live, one surgeon tells his patients. According to the other surgeon, 10% of people who undergo this procedure die. The facts are consistent. However, research shows that when people hear 10% of people die, they perceive their risk to be much higher. So, when faced with a decision, frame it differently. Consider whether the slight change in wording changes your perspective on the problem. 4. Stop worrying about the issue. When faced with a difficult decision, such as whether to relocate to a new city or change careers, you may spend a significant amount of time weighing the pros and cons, as well as the potential risks and rewards. And, while science shows that considering your options is beneficial, overthinking your options can be detrimental. Too much time spent weighing the pros and cons may cause you to become stressed and unable to make a decision. According to research, there is a lot of value in allowing an idea to incubate. Non-conscious thinking is remarkably astute. So think about sleeping on a problem. Alternatively, engage in an activity that takes your mind off a problem. Allow your brain to work through things in the background, and you're more likely to come up with clear answers. 5. Make time to think about your mistakes. Set aside time to reflect on your mistakes, whether you left the house without an umbrella and got soaked on the way to work, or you blew your budget because you couldn't resist an impulse purchase. Make it a daily habit to reflect on your choices throughout the day. When your decisions do not go as planned, consider what went wrong. Look for the lessons you can learn from every mistake you make. Just be careful not to dwell on your mistakes for too long. It's not good for your mental health to keep replaying your mistakes. Limit your reflection time to 10 minutes per day to help you think about what you can do better tomorrow. Then, using the knowledge you've gained, resolve to make better decisions in the future. 6. Acknowledge your shortcuts. In fact, your brain has developed mental shortcuts known as heuristics to help you make decisions faster. While these mental shortcuts save you from agonizing over every small decision, they can also lead you astray. The availability heuristic, for example, involves making decisions based on examples and information that come to mind right away. If you frequently watch news stories about house fires, you are likely to overestimate your risk of experiencing a house fire. Or, if you've recently seen a lot of news about plane crashes, you might believe that your chances of dying in a plane crash are higher than your chances of dying in a car crash, even though statistics show otherwise. Consider the mental shortcuts that lead to poor decisions on a daily basis. Recognize your incorrect assumptions about people or events, and you may be able to become more objective. 7. Consider the opposite. When you've decided something is true, you're likely to stick with it. Belief perseverance is a psychological principle. It takes more compelling evidence to change a belief than it does to form it, and chances are you've formed some that don't serve you well. For example, you may believe you are a poor public speaker and thus avoid speaking up in meetings. Or you may believe you are bad at relationships and thus refrain from going on dates. You've also formed opinions about certain groups of people. Maybe you think people who work out a lot are narcissists or rich people are evil. 8. Label your feelings. People are more likely to say things like I have butterflies in my stomach or I had a lump in my throat to describe their emotional state than to use feeling words like sad or nervous. Many adults simply do not feel comfortable discussing their emotions. However, labeling your emotions can help you make better decisions. Your emotions have a big influence on the decisions you make. Studies show that anxiety makes people play it safe. And anxiety spreads from one area of a person's life to another. So, if you're nervous about your mortgage application, you might be less likely to ask someone out on a date because it sounds too risky. Excited people, on the other hand, tend to overestimate their chances of success. Even if there's only a slim chance of success, you might be willing to take a big risk if the potential rewards are appealing. This is often the case with gambling. Make labeling your emotions a daily habit. Take note of whether you're sad, angry, embarrassed, anxious, or disappointed. Then consider how those emotions might be influencing your decisions. 9. Talk to yourself as if you were a trusted friend. When faced with a difficult decision, ask yourself, what would I say to a friend who was experiencing this problem? You'll probably find that the answer comes to you more easily if you imagine yourself imparting wisdom to someone else. Talking to yourself as if you were a trusted friend removes some of the emotion from the equation. It will assist you in gaining some distance from the decision and will allow you to be a little more objective. It will also assist you in being kinder to yourself. While you may be tempted to tell yourself things like, this will never work. You can't do anything right, is probably not something you'd say to a friend. You could say something like, you've got this. I know you can do it, you'd say to a friend. It takes practice to cultivate kinder inner dialogue. However, if you practice self-compassion on a daily basis, your decision-making abilities will improve.